Hey, David here with Guide Recommended. We're doing number 4 of our fly tying class. Just a free class to put it out there for beginners to learn how to fly tie. I got a strategy for tying flies, which is only tie the flies that you know you're gonna fish. So for me, that's like a little over a dozen different flies. You know, things like Griffith's gnats, zebra midge, parachute Adams, elk hair caddis, woolly buggers. I will fish those. I'll vary the colors, I'll vary the sizes, but I just get the materials for sure to tie those. Let's go through the materials. I'm going to break this up into probably 6 different sections of materials. We're going to have the threads, we're going to have the feathers, we're going to have furs and hairs, we're going to talk about chenilles and the yarns and flosses. We'll get into dubbing, and then kind of this overarching thing of other, which I'm going to say are the synthetics. So you're going to get your crystal flash, you're going to get your tinsels and your wires and your foam. Let's gather up that stuff, and we'll go through it real quick on the bench and talk about what each one of them are good for. All right, first up is our threads. So the most common sizes of threads are 6 and 8. So 8 is what you're going to use for those small dry flies, fine flies. 6 is going to be your nymphs. I would concentrate on browns, those tans, dark browns, black for sure. Get a neutral cream for sure. Those different threads are going to do you really well. But those are the basics. Probably one that we want to talk about as well. It's called gel spun. Gel spun. Great if you do streamers, and if you're tying deer hair, where you really want to cinch it down and do something that's called spinning deer hair while you're looping it around the actual hook shank. Probably before we put it away, we should talk about some adhesives in the head cement. So hard as nails, I use a lot of. I use a water-based head cement as well. It's basically what's in here is this stuff called Fly Tight. I will also use UV cure glue. Very important for it. That comes with something called a torch. So that's our threads. We'll talk about flosses in a minute. Next up is our feathers. So we have what's called hackles. Right, here's some hackles, these fine. This is a rooster hackle. This is necks. Use these for dry flies. You've got what's called primaries. So if you get a pheasant tail, you're getting some primaries. You get marabou. Let me see if I got some in here. Marabou is that fluffy stuff that you use particularly with things like woolly buggers. Great for necks and tails. Hurls, which is your peacock curls. Those are the fibers that come off of the tail feathers are the hurls. And then tails. Let me see if I got some tails. Oh, here's some turkey tails, turkey feathers. So those are the primary ones. What should you get? For sure get a grizzly hackle. You're going to use these. These are going to get used. Pheasant tail, if you got a buddy that hunts pheasant, get some feathers from that guy. And then your peacock curl, these are pretty cheap, but you can get, if you got some friends, they might have some birds themselves, and that's where I got my peacock curl. Those are the feathers. So next up, we'll talk about our hairs and our furs. One of my favorites, really versatile, deer hair. This is the side flank of a deer. I actually tan this myself, but if you can get some hair's mask, these are bunny faces basically, and lots of good hair, really useful. We've got our deer tail, our buck tails, right, that we can use for streamers. Elk hair, fantastic, a thick, coarse, hollow hair that will float real well. Also in here is, here's another bucktail, white, nice and straight, nice color to it. This is great for streamers. If I was to buy something, what would I get? Get some deer hair, get some hare's mask, this is deer, and then get some elk hair would be the three that I would concentrate on. You're going to tie a lot of flies with even a swatch, a patch this big. Next is our chenilles. So I keep my chenilles and my dubbing in one bin. So we'll talk about the chenilles first. Basically, think about those materials that you wrap around the hook to add some body. So get black, white's good. This natural kind of cream color is good. But you can get these variety packs. We got a rusty brown. We've got a green, super popular, and a gray. So I concentrate on black, green, gray would be the ones I buy. As we get into our dubbings, you can get every kind of imaginable dubbing you can think of. We concentrate on exactly what you're seeing a lot of here. These natural creams are a good dubbing. A green, a fine dubbing in green. A dark brown, really effective. And then a gray is another good one. So as you're talking about dubbings though, remember our hare's mask, right? These pinches of fat, hair close to the eye itself will spin up beautifully for those hare's ear nymphs, along with other nymphs. Fantastic body material. The last bin is I'm going to call it my other. So I always have like a little trash bag, right? I'm going to call it Ziploc. If I'm tying something and I got scraps that I don't want to put away, put them inside my trash bag. So what's in here? Foams, different color foams, greens, blues, yellows, orange, black, tan. So what are the primary foams that I'll use? These guys right here, yellow, tan, orange to see it, and then black. Those are the primary colors of foam I'll use. Lots of tinsels and flash, right? Crystal flash is super effective. This copper colored flash is good. This Flashaboo is fantastic. Other materials, we've got our squirmy worm materials in different colors. Love this stuff right here. Our rubber legs, you're going to see this multicolored rubber leg I like. There's a lot of black rubber leg material in here, along with body material. So this is a ribbing that stretches out really nice, makes nice midges. So that wraps up our materials. Go to my website and you'll get, it's like 9 pages of information that I've got on my article. You'll learn about even more stuff, right? The different feathers, the hurls, the primaries, the hackles, the hen hackles, the rooster hackles, all of that is contained within my article, along with the beads. So I hope you found this video useful. We got one more video in this series about beginner fly tying, which is going to get into the techniques. So how to apply different material to the hook and keep it on there, keep it durable. And then we'll jump into a whole host of different flies. So subscribe.